Welcome to Week 6, Day 1 of the Smite Oceanic Pro League, sponsored by Rocket, Plantronics, and our newest sponsor, Sandboxer. Our first matchup for today will be between SYF Gaming and who was previously Team Kamikaze, and Team Solo Theo. My name is Nightfall, and joining me for this set will be the one and only Switch Bay. How you doing, Switch?
I'm doing pretty good today, man. How you doing?
I am fantastic. Really hyped for these games because SYF, previously Team Kamikaze, and I know you know about that, it's going to be interesting to see how well they do with the new organizational name.
Yeah, that as well. That and also having Twist on board coming into the support role. I feel like this is their game to show up and really show if they can really prove that they belong as a top 4 team.
Yeah. So we're going to head straight into pin bans here with no delay, actually. Well, let's try and find it. There it is. So right off the bat, we see SYF is blue. Yes, they ban out Al Kwang first, of course. Pretty standard ban right off the bat there.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's no surprise at this stage. And Team Solo Theo are just going to reply with the Bologna ban. Again, pretty straightforward stuff. It happens every single week. But I suppose we really need to get into it all that much. We all know that they're incredibly strong gods, have incredible potential, and can really turn around a game. And SYF are going to respond with an Apollo.
Yeah, Apollo. Quite
interesting one.
Yeah, normally you don't see him banned away. Usually it's something like another support, like a Sylvanas.
But they just really didn't want Team Solo Theo to have that split push potential. And by banning out Apollo, they also do leave open both Geb and Sylvanas. So it's kind of just, you pick one, we'll pick the other, and we've both got good supports. And then it just kind of leaves it down to the rest of the picks for the team. And depending on what kind of team comp they want to be running around that. Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, so last ban coming through in the first phase is going to be Athena. So Athena, such great global presence, and that taunt forces as well on a, what is it, 15-second cooldown? Pretty insane. But first pick does come through, and it's going to be Geb.
Easy call. Geb over the Sylvanas, or Geb over the Ymir. It just kind of makes sense. Like, the shield is such a powerful ability, and Geb himself is just your typical support kitted out god. He's got the big knock up, he's got the kind of mobility thing, that the mobility with his rollout, and the Cataclysm, which is just awesome, as well as the broken shield that cleanses CC and just whacks on a whole bunch of health. So Geb, in my eyes, is rated a bit higher than Sylvanas. Sylvanas is still pretty good, which is what Team Solo Theo are going to respond with. They're going to pick up a Sylvanas and an Agni.
Wow.
Which
pretty
is going to be
right there.
All the time.
Every time. I've only ever seen him on one other god. It's... Oh.
He does it for this. He does it to confuse us. Oh, well.
Sits there going, I wonder what I should pick. Oh,
how can I mess with the casters?
And that combo right there is pretty huge with the Wrath of Terror followed by the Rain Fire. That's a lot of burst.
Yeah, exactly. It's just standard. It's standard awesomeness, and I'm really excited to see how they're going to play it. And we do see SYF respond with the Kronos and Circuit.
So that's going to be Divine, most likely on Kronos. Well known for his
Kronos. On Kronos. He's going to be on Kronos. We all know he's going to be on Kronos. He plays a phenomenal Kronos, and if you play something really well and they haven't banned it out and you can wreck with it and just throw it down. Circuit coming down for Liquid Renegade, I'm fairly sure. We've taken that one into the jungle. Standard stuff. Some good counter towards the Sylvanas, so fairly strong drafting from them so far. And the last pick coming out from Team Solo Theo is going to be a Hun Bats. Really good.
Oh, just adding the wombos with the Fear No Evil, Rainfire, like I mentioned before, and the Wrath of Terror. Wow.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's a lot of team fight potential. Yeah, so many circles. We love circles.
And the response from Team Solo Theo is going to be Fenrir. Don't want any of that, but interesting ban because the solo laner and the jungler has already been picked.
That one is a bit weird. I'm not particularly sure where they want. That one baffles me.
Don't want any mid lane Fenrirs maybe, but
mid lane Fenrir does seem a little bit strange. But
it's worked.
Sorry?
I've seen it work before, but Anyway,
This is Pro League though. They're a bit of a higher quality than that.
I'm
But
just a
yes,
silver scrub.
if we're gonna respond with the Bastet ban.
Yeah, so that early game presence that Bastet has, as soon as she hits level 5 with that Cats can absolutely destroy anyone early game. Late game though,
Right.
not as strong, but still a
Good.
fairly ban-worthy.
You've got the split push potential, so I suppose that's a thing that could look out for.
Sun Wukong now picked up for Team Solo Theo, and that's gonna be in the solo lane.
That's a very interesting there. You don't particularly want to be playing a Sun Wukong into a circuit, because the moment you get low enough and you go and you decide that you want to ult, heal up, become CC immune, and defuse the situation, the circuit ults you and you can't heal up in your ult. And if you're low enough, you'll probably die to the ticks while you're up in the air. And everyone loves seeing your opponent die and just fall out of the sky, especially on an Apollo or something. It's a lot of fun. It's very self-rewarding. Oh yeah.
A Thanatos with tick damage with a Nuwa ult. Most satisfying thing in the game. And so SYF now picking up Anhur, someone we don't really see that often.
You're right. Anhur has a lot of early game presence. Very strong. Good boxing kind of god. With the lane clear of the Impale. The big kind of zoning slow from the shifting sands. He's safe with his jump and he's CC immune during Desert Fury. So I can understand it. It's a safe kind of pick. It's a strong pick. But he does drop off a little bit towards the late game in comparison to something like an Apollo, or a Ram, something along those lines.
Yeah, definitely.
But, yeah, Red Oxide does play a relatively strong Anhur, and I've been seeing him play it all week, so I think he wanted to bust it out for today and see how it went.
Fair enough. Giannis, Medusa. Giannis last pick for SYF and Team Solo Theo picking up that Medusa. So Giannis, of course, he's got his through space and time. He can be anywhere he wants to be when it's off cooldown. And he can dropship the entire
that's a lot of fun.
Dropship your whole team into a fight, into a lane, and absolutely destroy anyone with a massive surprise. And Medusa against an Anhur. Kind of interesting, because Medusa, when she petrifies, Anhur's going to have a lot of warning, so then he can Desert Fury, return that damage, won't get stunned up. He will still take that damage though.
Not even that, he can just throw up his shifting sands, he'll put the pillar up, and gets in the way, so he won't be able to stun him, even if he is facing forward. Yeah, that's why Anhur is the direct counter, as well as Ymir. Like an Anhur Ymir lane is the ultimate shut down Medusa. It's yeah, I think that's a very interesting to pick up last as well. I definitely would never recommend picking a Medusa into an Anhur, because 9 times out of 10 you're going to be counted out. And the fact that you need to stand kind of in the wave, like sort of off to the side as well a little bit to clear the wave, you can get very, very easily poked out with the Impale from the Anhur. So it will be very interesting to see how these team comps will.
Yeah, something like a Shibalanke was open there. Would you play Shibalanke against an Anhur? Would that be...
I would.
Yeah.
I would definitely. The moment the shifting sands comes out, you can just dash away, you won't really take the slow, and then you make a safe distance. So
maybe Team Solo Theo just wanted to add to the amount of burst, because Medusa, very bursty, they got the Anhur, no, sorry, not the Anhur, they've got the Agni, the Sylvanas, the Hunbats, and a Sun Wukong. That's a lot of burst. Like, wow.
Not so much burst from the Sun Wukong, but he does give a lot of control, like the slow, the stun. He'll bring a lot of control and a bit of tankiness, so a bit of front line to all the circles and bursts that will be coming down. He can just sit there smacking people with his sticks.
Guys, I would just like to mention, if you see a highlight in these games, make sure you let us know by clicking the submit button below the channel or going !top, and a command will open and you can submit a highlight time there. But we're going to see how both these teams use these team compositions against each other as we jump straight into game number 1 of week number 6 between SYF Gaming and Team Solo Theo. Guys, we will be right back.
The new high-performance Rig 500 headset from Plantronics is designed to match the skills of an aspiring esport player with the gear they need to win. The new modular system gives you the power to adapt, upgrade, and personalize your headset for the task at hand. The Rig 500 series of gaming headsets are engineered to deliver the perfect combination of durable lightweight comfort in an immersive audio environment. 7.1 surround sound and 24-bit audio provide a stunning 360-degree sound field with directional audio. 40mm drivers with low-frequency resonators provide crisp highs and boosted bass. Clear voice noise-canceling technology provides clear communication to your teammates. From the headset company that equips the pros, the 500 series was crafted to meet the needs of esports and competitive players around the world. The new Rig 500 series of headsets from Plantronics. Respect the training. Reactions win.
When the world needs conquerors. When being rare is not enough. And even epic fails. It's time to create your own fate. To become legendary. No matter what kind of enemy you face. Or what kind of game you play. You can become the craftsman of your own legend. It's time to create your own legend. Time to build your victory. Rocket Myth.
Hey there, Smite fans, check it out. See what Sandboxer's about. Print it, 3D print your favorite gods. Print it, and try to collect them all from image to new wall. You can even score your very own for take out a loan and order more. Print it, print it, print it, print it.
We're missing stuff.
Welcome to match 1 of Solo Theo vs SYF Gaming. Once again, my name is Nightfall, and joining me for this cast will be Switch Bay. How you doing, Switch?
I'm really good. We just got through those picks and bans. Some really strong team comps coming out from these teams. I cannot wait to see how they're going to be playing them out.
And this early warding already from teams, almost meeting each other, but no damage being dealt just yet. To take a look at player damage, no damage at all. So let's introduce our teams. On the order side of the map, that's the left side of the spectator UI. Bottom side of the map is going to be Divine in the solo lane, Liquid Renegade in the jungle on that circuit. In the mid lane, it's going to be Magnet on Giannis, and our duo lane will be made up of Twist247 on the Geb and Redox side as Anher.
And on the right side, under the red health bars, we've got Team Solo Theo. We're going to have Fools in the solo lane as Sun Wukong. Bonke going to be running around the jungle with Hun Bats. We got Agony in the middle as Agni. Confusing name as always. Why does he do this to us? Russian Panda and Church are going to make up your duo lane composition of Sylvanas and Medusa.
So right off the bat, we see Divine going for that Book of Thoth. Already, he's got that Soul Reliquary versus Apples, who's got that Mark of the Vanguard, and he's also got a lot of pots, so he's looking for sustain and early damage.
Definitely right. As well as Apple's going to have the Mark of the Vanguard boots. Mark really shows that he wants to be a bit aggressive in the lane, probably take some archer damage, and really show, make good use out of the passive of all damage taken is reduced 5. So those archers that might hit for 15 would only hit for 10, which means he can get a little bit aggressive in the lane.
And Divine's got no pots. He's got no sustain other than his 2 ability. Oh wow, Apple's taking so much
really low
damage. But he does have the pots to sustain, but it won't be for long if that's the amount of damage he's dealing with. A 1-2 combo. A 3-1 combo.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of damage coming out from Divine here. Kronos is one of those odds that Divine excels at. And his really going to put the pressure on early on Apples to stop him from having any room to breathe. So that's going to be the lane to watch if you want to see someone try and dominate and push someone into tower as best you can. But over to the mid, we see typical jungle in the mid, just hanging out, showing a lot of dominance, trying to reach other on each wave. But it just seems that the Giannis is just too good at wave clear. Just
They've got
shoving them right to their
a whole
tower.
level above each other. SYF is level 4, while TST are only just hitting level 4 now.
There we go. Yeah, that was just because they had the minion wave pushed up a bit closer towards the Chaos side mid lane, mid tower. They were just able to clear those minions first and push them slightly under tower, or closer towards their tower, delay Team Solo Theo's mid lane and jungler to be able to get that level 4. But we see Magnet now is on level 5, and Liquid Renegade just hit it as well. Could be going for an engagement. The taunt went out onto Fonke, but they're not going to follow anything up there.
Do you think he could have altered, Liquid could have altered Fonke, and maybe they could have burst him down with the last
They most
breath?
definitely could have. I really think that they could have there. I just think that they didn't want to commit anything too hard just yet, because they didn't want to give away a first, and they just want to play it nice and safe, even though SYF Gaming going into this one is the favored to win. They still don't want to take anything for granted, and they want to hang back a bit, get the first blood, play it slow, play it safe, and play it smart.
Ooh, solo lane, they're going aggressive onto Agni. Last does go down, and Apples is ticking down. Will he survive though? Last tick? No, he will survive, and that's not going to be first blood. Good attempt by SYF Gaming though.
Yeah, that ulti was a bit off time by Liquid Renegade. I feel like if Divine was able to put a bit more damage down onto him first, and then Liquid was able to hold him in place, maybe even catch him mid-transformation.
Oh, Fonke trying to do it in the solo lane, but takes so much damage. Did he have the Fear No Evil? He maybe could have 2v1'd there if he threw the ultimate down.
I think he could have. With the passive of the Humbats, he would have had the crit coming down, so he could have picked up a kill there. I'm not too sure why they're not committing. It seems like both teams are showing a lot of respect towards each other, and they're really not taking anything for granted here. But over into the mid lane, the Fear No Evil comes out onto Magnet, and he's just going to drop down to Agony as Russian Panda comes through, and that's going to be first blood to Team Solo Theo. A 3v1 engagement, gank onto Magnet in the mid lane.
And onto
Giannis?
Agony as well.
Exactly. You don't want an Agni to be ahead of you in lane. He's just going to bomb you down and harass you, and it's just not going to be enjoyable whatsoever.
That poke damage coming through is absolutely scary. Mix that in with his passive taking damage, and that's even more damage that you're just going to take. It's scary.
It's really not what you want at all.
No.
You don't particularly want anyone to be a higher level ahead of you then, but you definitely wouldn't want an Agni. Like there are definitely preferences. But over to the right side, we do see Divine putting a little bit of pressure onto Apples, who's just under half health. Sees Fonke coming over as they're trying to do their blue buff, and Divine's just not going to have any of that. He's just going to pull back and clear the wave. Probably wait for Liquid Renegade to finish up his speed buff, and then he's going to head over and they're going to drop... Oh no, their blue's already down. My bad.
So Divine is playing super aggressive, and he's got no wards, but he's still... It seemed like he sensed that Fonke was going to be where he was, and he played passively. He didn't push up without the help of Liquid, who is now waiting there in ambush mode.
I feel like he's going to be standing right on a ward, so Apples knows he's there. He would have crossed over that ward, but Divine showing really good knowledge of the players. I think that the reason he backed off there is because he, like everyone else in OCE, understood. But the taunt coming down onto the right lane from Liquid onto Apples, and he's going to get slightly low over to half health, but he's just going to ult away and be nice and safe, and now sit under tower with just under half health.
And that ultimate from Apples just keeps him safe, but again, like you mentioned, he didn't heal while he was on the Somersault Cloud.
Did not. He just jumped back down straight away. He just wanted to be safe and do not want to engage onto that.
Oh, look at this. Wk6, he's aggressed on by Fonke, who actually decides to disengage. Through space and time came across, so SYF are going to be able to move around the map a lot easier. But will they go aggressive onto Russian Panda? Yes, that's a whole lot of damage coming through. Fear No Evil and Ratha Terra do go down. There's a Cataclysm. Wk6 picks up Russian Panda, and that's a double kill for Church from the Medusa. Wow, all three of the members from SYF Gaming fall in that battle. Wow.
That 3-for-1 was really good there by Team Solo Theo. They're playing a very, very, very different style as to what they usually play. They're playing a lot more reserved, a lot more playing for the pick rather than going in for the big team fights. Yes, they do have a good team fight, but they've also got relatively good pick ability as well, given that if you find anything with a Hun, if the Hun Bats finds anyone in the jungle and they're below half health and he's got his ult, dead. Straight up. The crit and the damage is just a bit ridiculous. But over on the right now, we do see iDivine pushing Apples in further into his tower and ends up taking the tower at the 7-minute mark.
Wow.
That's just pure aggression.
That's so early, 7 minutes? Holy cow.
I'd like to know what the earliest... I'd like to know what the earliest Tier 1 tower has been taken down in the OPL to date. That's a stat I want.
I think that Divine just took that title right there. Pretty sure he did. Anyways, that's going to be a Gold Fury for Team Solo Theo after that 3-for-1 trade. And now they're in a 900 gold lead, 1000 XP lead. Oh, a bit of aggression in the mid lane. There's a grab onto Magnet. He's got the through space in time. A lot of damage comes through. Russian Panda trying to finish him off. He won't be taken down, but that's the last breath from Liquid Renegade, and Twist secures the kill onto Russian Panda.
It's going to be a relatively good boost up for Twist over there because he died earlier. Oh, and Red Oxide picks up a... Was that a solo kill onto Church? Totally
kill. And Fear No Evil did actually go down around the mid-camp area from Fonke, trying to disengage from the 3 members of SYF going aggressive. And now Divine's taking that blue buff.
Yeah, this is not going to be contested very much. He's level 10 at the moment. Same level as Apples, but he does have fair more amount of gold than Apples does. What is it? About 600, just under 600 gold, which 8 minutes into the game is pretty good, especially considering they've taken a Gold Fury, but you have taken the Tier 1 tower down. So
yeah, so after that tower they were able to even it up, and now it's actually back even again. Wow, SYF playing from behind is very, very good.
Yeah, they are doing exactly what they need to be doing when they're behind. They're waiting for a chance to capitalize on a mistake that Team Solo Theo will eventually make. I suppose everyone's going to be making these mistakes, but they're waiting for these mistakes, watching them very, very carefully. We do see a little bit of Poke trying to come out from Agony in the middle, but Divine's going to move forward, Magnet's going to move back, and his Rainfire Bomb is not going to hit anyone.
I was just waiting for a blink from Twist, but it didn't come through. Wow, look how many bees are on the side of SYF already. They've got 3 on all members except for the duo lane. They're really playing it safe. Oh, over here in the duo lane, there's Red Oxide being aggressed on by Fonke. They've jumped. There's the Fear No Evil.
Speaking of a lack of beads.
And there's a through space of time actually came through as well. Fonke does secure a kill onto Red Oxide, and Magnet takes huge damage. There is the Petrify. It's not going to stun up anyone, but a beautiful 3-man Wrath of Terror, Cataclysm as well. Russian Panda secures a kill onto Twist, and now Divine dealing that DPS to Church, and this is Team Solo Theo actually disengaging in what they should be aggressing. Magnet is so low.
They definitely should be aggressing here, but we didn't even see Apples coming around the back.
Apples with the solid flank there, and now Divine is in a bit of trouble, but he returns a kill onto Russian Panda. Dash forward from Agony, secures a kill onto Divine, and Team Solo Theo coming out on top once again.
I really disagree with how SYF just went through and kept trying to fight there. They really should have backed off. There was nothing to gain from winning a fight there. Gold Fury's down, it will be up in just under a minute. So I don't particularly agree with how they just wanted to aggress there. They really should have just waited it out, backed off, maybe given up a bit of damage on the Tier 1 on left, but I don't think that they would have been able to, Team Solo Theo were going to be able to take it. So, bit of a miss there, which led to Magnet getting picked off by Apples.
It was a good turnaround from Divine though. He's currently sitting at 1-1-1, stacking up that Book of Thoth. And while he was going down, he did a very, very nice job of returning a kill.
Yeah, you're exactly right there. Given that he's taken the Tier 1 down and right, he's got free reigns. He can rotate wherever he wants and basically do whatever he wants because he's the most farmed, I believe. No, not the most farmed. He's been doing ridiculous amounts of damage and pushing the advantage forward. in the solo lane.
How do you feel about the Ninja Tabi on an Anhur? Is that something usual? I mean, most of the time we see Warrior Tabi coming up from all of the AD carries.
I don't particularly like it, but I definitely do understand it. The fact that Anhur doesn't have an attack speed steroid, much like, oh sorry, just over here, over to the Gold Fury, we see there are no wards on the Gold Fury on SYF Gaming side, and Team SYF here really want to take it, but here comes the Wrath of Terror, and Funo Evil combo, Red Oxide just going to run away.
And there's a Cataclysm coming through, last breath onto Church, will secure a kill, and the poison spread, yes it did, Fonke returns a kill onto Twist, and now all of both teams are trying to fight with a very minimal health, and Agony trying to return a kill back onto Red Oxide, and Magnet, does he have help? No, here's Divine, they've got to run away, there's a dash in from Fonke, he's not able to get the overhand smash, and the Gold Fury after that, still standing. Red Oxide, very low mana, Magnet, very low health, and Agony sitting on the sides.
That was a really, really good engagement there by SYF, they turned it around pretty well. They saw that they were on the Gold Fury, they were taking damage for it, they weren't all full health. They probably had some cooldowns on from blasting on the Gold Fury early, and they decided, you know what, we're going to fight here. And they redeemed themselves from going 3-1 behind, going 3-for-1 before, just in the left lane, and then they turned that one around, picking up the kill on, I believe it was Bonke, Agony, and Russian Panda? Bonke, Church, and Russian Panda?
Agony didn't go down. Yeah, Russian Panda and Church. And that was a beautiful ultimate from Liquid Renegade. He spread the poison damage from Church onto Russian Panda and Fonke there.
Yeah, it was really, really well done there. Russian Panda was trying to get away. His wisps were ticking away. They were healing him up. But Circuit, you can't get away from a Circuit. No matter how hard you try. She's just way too mobile.
She's got, what is it, 1,000,000 jump? Something along those.
I think it's 1,000,002.5.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, it sounds more correct. Yeah,
I'm not sure. I don't want to confirm it.
So, both teams now going for these mid camps. They've both got the timers for the left and right ones. Left for SYF, right for Team Solo Theo, and looks like the Gold Fury contention is still ongoing.
Yeah, they definitely don't want to give anything up here. A Gold Fury here could really shift the way of the flow of the game. Right now, it kind of seems like Team Solo Theo are leading a bit, aggression-wise. That being said...
Oh, there was a rewind forced in the mid, and after a Funo Evil did go down, Cataclysm will stun up 2 members of Team Solo Theo, and the poke damage coming through from Magnet with that unstable Vortex. Russian Panda a little bit out of position. Liquid Renegade secures a kill onto Agony, and Red Oxide now secures a kill onto Russian Panda, and this is SYF Gaming sieging this tier 1 turret.
That was really well done there. They just decided they wanted to collapse down and start fighting, and they managed to pick up 2 picks there. Divine going down to Fonke there. Really good pick by Fonke. They needed that. With Divine out of this thing, I think it will be a lot harder for SYF Gaming to try and find that Gold Fury.
And that's the
burst. Getting very, 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 very low, and he's just running over to his purple buff, and he's just going to lifesteal up to about a quarter, maybe about a third. And they're just going to have to disengage there. They can't push that advantage of that team fight that just happened for a Gold Fury, because Divine went down, and Red Oxide, their main source of sustained damage, was way too poked out. They're just going to have that as a reset. They're going to go, clear their buffs, group around, get some farm, get some XP, and kind of reset the tempo of the game.
It looks like Church is going for a Soul Eater here. And would you recommend that with a Sun Wukong and a Hunbats being the only other physical damage? They're not going to be using too many basic attacks, they're more ability based.
I feel like it's just there for more of the survivability.
True, 300 health, it's absurd.
It's very, very strong there. If you want the survivability, you'll definitely go for the Soul Eater. If you don't particularly need it, you'll go for the RC. So I can definitely see why he chose to do that, because the 300 health is awesome. The 20% lifesteal is awesome. The 15% attack speed is awesome. As well
Everything
as the
about
aura.
it is awesome.
The aura just adds. It's not fantastic. It doesn't really matter that much, but it's just something extra to help out Fonke and Apples.
The solo lane, Apple's forced to somersault Cloud right there. Divine, only with basic attacks and a couple abilities, forced that one out, and that's going to be on cooldown. In the mid lane though, there's a bit of aggression. Blink Cataclysm does come out. Fear no evil for the disengage from Fonke. It's going to keep Agony alive, and he dashes away. Beautiful disengage from Team Solo Theo right there.
Yeah, Russian Panda played that one really, really well. He got a 3 to 4 man Wrath of Terror, and then as they were coming down, he managed to root 3 of them that were all clustered together. So that was a really, really good good play there, and really good disengage play by Team Solo Theo there. They're really showing up today. They're not playing the way they've been playing in the past. I'm really, really surprised with them. They're playing very, very well.
Indeed, definitely agree with that one. And now it looks like SYF are grouping around this Gold Fury. They really want to start it up. A few ultimates are down for the side of Team Solo Theo. Here is the last breath onto Church. Rainfire coming over the wall. And how will SYF return this damage?
Well, we could see Liquid. Good Renegade was sitting there with his invisibility, kind of just hiding out. But there he goes. He gets the... Oh, he got the taunt off onto Fonke. And the Deathbane, but he just couldn't find that last 150, maybe 200 damage that it would have needed to kill out Fonke. As we can see, SYF are just going to start up the Gold Fury here and leave Liquid Renegade to zone. The damage coming through from Divine here with his basics are just ridiculous, as well as the damage from Magnet with his Unstable Vortex. They've pushed them out, they got the pick on Russian Panda, and SYF were like, you know what, I'm going to take a Gold Fury, because we did well, we played that one well, we got a pick, and this is what you do. This is how to win Smite. And now it looks like they're just going to pressure the left-hand tier 1 tower down. And they can definitely do it. Church is the only one there that's going to be able to stop them. But even then, 1v5, not good.
The rest of Team Solo Theo in the mid lane trying to push that up. They're actually going to return a tower there. So that was actually a good call. What looked to be a sort of a misplay, good call in returning that gold favor back, returning that gold back in their favor, but they are still behind. Actually, wow.
Only just 210 at this current point. We do see Team Solo Theo now engaging deep into SYF Gaming's jungle right now. But it was just Fonke and Russian Panda. I don't think they were doing too much there. The people that were there were already kind of full health. It was a bit of a waste of time. They really should have just gone over to mid and started farming up there. They didn't need to be aggressive there. But I suppose it takes a bit of a psychological thing. They're running up into your jungle that deep, being slightly underleveled. Showing presence means when they are all level 20, late game, you don't want to mess with them.
Yeah, confident is who can play aggressively and be confident to go aggressive when they're behind levels is something that you really want to be afraid of. But something I really want to know is the later the game goes, the more damage Divine is going to do. His auto attacks are going to do a crazy amount of damage, especially with that 2 ability, increasing his basic attack damage by 30%, I think it is, in the mid lane.
In the mid lane, we do see Russian Panda getting poked out there by everybody. He was a bit out of place, he just wanted to run under his tier 1 tower, but he was just going to take all that damage and he was going to inevitably go down. Then there was a slight little engage there by Team Solo Theo, but the call to back off there was a good one because it was a 4v5. Admittedly, Magnet was a bit poked out, but I don't think that would have been a safe engagement there for Team Solo Theo. So again, SYF are just going to take the pick on Russian Panda and get away. Panda's dropping down. He's 1 for 7 at the moment. Definitely does not reflect how the team has been playing on the whole.
No, he's done well in peeling, especially in that mid lane disengagement that we saw earlier. He's playing very, very well considering he has gone down quite debatably a few too many times.
Russian Panda's feeding. Sorry, Panda. But he's doing well though. Like he's doing, like, as you said before, he was peeling for his team. He's healing. He's doing everything he needs to be doing. He's just getting caught out, and I think that's the thing that separates him from maybe say something like a player like Mist. Mist we haven't really seen being caught out at all. Not too much. Oh, Liquid stealthy. Stealthy Liquid. Waiting
He's tried. Oh, and almost backfired. And there's a stun down onto 2 Divine and Liquid Renegade. But the blink in from Twist, followed by the Cataclysm. There's a Wrath of Terror and a Fear No Evil combo. Church picks up a kill onto Liquid Renegade with a Petrify. And this is still aggressing in a 4v5. And will that be Russian Panda falling? Yes, it will. Magnet will secure that kill. And they're still aggressing.
I'm going to counter. Every time he dies, I'm going to say it. It's all made mine, and I'm gonna use this to give him to lay down some banter. So that's number 8.
Banter.
Poor Panda. We do see that SYF Gaming are really, really powerful at this point. They've got the numbers advantage, and they're really wanting to push, put a bit of pressure on the tier 2 tower there. But unfortunately, the call came out to disengage. I think they just want to back out, get their buffs, maybe clear out the mid camps. Back, spend the gold, finish off an item, finish off an active, or start a second act, and get ready for another fight around Gold Fury, which will be up in about 45 seconds. So, if we look over towards the graphs, we do see that SYF has pushed the gold advantage closer. Last time we checked, it was about a 200 gold advantage on SYF Gaming, which is something relatively negligible at this point, but they managed to bump it up to just over 1k of gold and 1,300 experience, which has just come from those team fights.
I always like looking at these graphs where someone's got the early lead and then it drops back down and then it will come back up and just
basically a sine wave. Sine wave, just going up and yep, I like it.
I always enjoy these types of games. And something I need to point out is that while SYF do have an Anhu, who arguably is not that great in the late game, they have a Kronos, they have a Circuit, they've got a Janus. Some of the best late game characters in the entire game, and a Deathbringer already onto Liquid Renegade.
You're exactly right there. I feel like they wanted to leave the early game aggression and the real drive of all fighting onto Red Oxide in the duo lane. They wanted to let him shine while they wait for the rest of the team to build up and build up and build up. Because you don't want to be fighting in a team fight with an Anhu around, because early game he hurts. But Russian Panda getting caught out for the 9th time, is it? Wrath of Terror coming out, finding 4 people. But inevitably it looks like he's going to go down to the Death Bane. Liquid Renegade did the
through space and time comes through. Magnet follows through on that one. He's got a lot of damage going down onto Church, and right at the start of that, the Fear No Evil was used right onto Magnet. Forced to beads, but only one person beads with a Fear No Evil straight after a team fight. Interesting decision making. Hello.
Hey, Nightfall, number 9. SYF are gonna go there. They're just gonna, after taking the Gold Fury there, they're just gonna bust down some damage and try and pick up another kill. And Divine does manage to pick one up onto Agni. They are grouping and trying to run away from Apples here. Apples doesn't really have any kill potential on anyone right here. Oh, whoops! I got. Oh well. I guess I'm done. I quit. I'm over. Nah. I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy counting all Panda's deaths.
10 out of 10 right there. Oh wow, look at this.
9 out of 9 for now.
Okay. Oh god, well memed. So, Obsidian Shard already for iDivine. The lead is just extending further and further for SYF Gaming, and they're playing these team fights very, very well.
Yeah, you're exactly right. SYF are definitely the type of, I'd say, AFK-esque playstyle, where they put their hard carry in the solo lane, and everyone else just there to help him out and boost him forward. As we can see now, Divine's sitting at 5, 2, and 4, which is really good, which is exactly what you want on a Chronos.
He's already level 20?
Yeah, he's already level 20. He's the first one in the level 20 club, I believe, shortly, definitely shortly followed by Apples.
Yeah.
But if we just look over towards everything that's been happening, Team Solo Theo aren't making as many mistakes as usual, and I keep coming back to that because I'm so surprised by it. I think the addition of Russian Panda as support and Apples in the solo, both players that aren't on their main roster, usually their solo laner's Elucidator, and their support is Theodore. But I feel like these additions and these subs are
it's working out well.
Better. I don't know if it's them working better as a team, or it's just today that they decide that they want to play really, really well at a level that's obviously competing against a team like SYF Gaming, who are currently.
100% agree, and while Apples was behind, he still hasn't died. Once did he go down to that aggression of Divine and Liquid Renegade. So,
well,
playing from behind and being able to not die is very, very good. And as we see Team Solo Theo trying to get a nice flank, here's Russian Panda trying to come around. Does he get his ultimate off? No, he does not. He does go down, and Red Oxide secures that kill. Another kill for the 80 carry, and Divine going aggressive onto Agony around those back camps area. Will he be able to secure the kill? Time Rift does miss, but the auto attacks, Agony doing such a perfect job of juking that one out, while at the same time Red Oxide secured another kill under that tier 2 tower, and Divine extremely low.
Look at him, and he eventually goes down to Apples. Apples is going to pick up the kill there. Red Oxide is coming across, does want to aggress, but he's not going to dive at tier 2 that has minions under that, just to kill off the tanky Sun Wukong. But they're just going to group up in the mid lane and push down that tier 2, as rightly deserved. They got 2 kills there. I just want to go back to Fonke's blink ult. I just want to go back to that, because that was fantastic. He blinked in from the jungle, ulted, huge ult over onto the left lane, and pushed Divine into the tier 2 tower, forcing Divine to go down to about 300 health, forcing out his ultimate, and making it so that he wasn't able to use his ulti when he was fighting Agony and Apples in that previous engagement there. But
very well played there, but still, at the end of the day, SYF Gaming are up a tier 2 tower, and how many kills were in that? I think
it was 3. Total of 3. Divine went down, we did see Fonke go down, and Russian Panda broke into the double digits.
And Church...
That's 10, baby.
Church also fell there, so did Fonke. Wait, did Fonke?
Yeah, Fonke and Russian Panda, and then afterwards, as Divine, just before Divine died, Agony went down, so it was a 1 for 3, sorry.
Okay.
As well as almost getting that tier 2 in mid. That's really close.
Look how low that is. So SYF Gaming of playing so well, the later the game goes, and now they're at 5k gold lead, 6k XP lead, and it's not looking good for Team Solo Theo.
Exactly, they're getting sustained gold lead and experience lead, kind of something that you'd expect from a team like TSM. Where if you were to look at their graphs from any of their games, it's just slow little increments coming up, forming this mountainous curve, which is where it looks like it's heading now on the side of SYF Gaming.
There's an extreme lack of Rama though. We need a Rama with hot snipe.
Of Rama, yes. It's going to be a grouping by SYF Gaming. They are just going to take away that Gold Fury. And Team Solo Theo, that was quick. Holy moly, that was quick. Team Solo Theo, even if they had the slight little suspicion that they were on the Gold Fury, they couldn't engage there. They didn't want to fight. They would have just blown up. However,
when in the mid lane, there's a Fenno Evil trying to disengage. Liquid Renegade taken extremely low. Gibbs Shield with them healthy for the meantime. And that was a 3v4, was it? It was indeed. So Team Solo Theo just split up a bit too much there.
Yeah, and a bit of a unfortunate thing there for Fonke's ult to have to be forced out there, which means that Fenno Evil is not going to be around for this next fight. But we do see Team Solo Theo grouping very heavily deep into SYF Gaming's jungle.
And look at Divine, he's peeling three.
Doesn't care. He just doesn't care.
All 3 carries of Team Solo Theo were forced away, zoned away, and the front line was forced to take so much damage from Team Solo Theo, and Agony will be taken down to the last breath. Red Oxide gets a double kill on the frontliners, and there's a through space. In time, it's gonna hit Apples, but it doesn't help secure.
It wouldn't do very much damage. He's super tanky at the moment. He's got his Stone of Gaia, and he's got his Mystical Mail. He's just not going to be taking very much damage anyway. They did group after getting that 3-for-0 trade-off. They have grouped up, and they are going to take from this mid Phoenix, it looks like. But even then, I would have preferred just taking down the tier 2 and then heading over to the Fire Giant, because now they're a bit too low to do the Fire Giant. Apples pressing onto Magnet, but the Force Cataclysm from Twist is just going to disengage him there. Divine. Cool.
Taken down by Apples at the Phoenix. Apples taken extremely low as well. And the Phoenix is still standing, but Red Oxide is doing his best to try and secure it. Will he be able to? He's forced to beat and jump away, but will he survive? There's a blink forward from Fonke. A lot of damage does come down. Blink forward from Russian Panda. There's a Desert Fury coming out, and Red Oxide is still alive. Fonke, will he be taken down by Liquid?
How does he get out with that?
Oh,
that's
wow.
Unfair. That's unfair. Red Oxide, you deserve to die there, and you know it. You stayed too long in that Phoenix. You decided to fight. You deserve to die there. That's.
Is this Fire Giant? Fire Giant
Looks
by
like a
Team
call for the
Theo.
Fire Giant. They did look like they just wanted to go over there and ward, but they are going to start it up. Only 4 of them there, and Twist and Liquid Renegade are going to be the only ones there to defend it. There goes the Shockwave, finding 3 of them. Not going to phase them at all. They're just going to stick to it. The ultimate comes out from Magnet. It's going to come halfway across the map over towards the Fire Giant.
Trying to get the rest of the team there to try and stop Solo Theo. It's taken down to about 50% HP, but this is the team fight starting. And Red Oxide does get Fear No Evil, and there's an overhand smash. Who will win the boxing fight though? Here's Twist to try and help out, forces Red Oxide away, jumps on the spot. Red Oxide does win that battle, and Team Solo Theo still aggressing. Oh, wow, Apple secures a kill onto Liquid, and now Magnet in a spot of trouble. Will he be taken down? Yes, Agony secures that kill, and the kills going back and forth from both teams, but here's Divine with massive damage, huge damage, auto attacks, and Red Oxide secures a kill onto Agony, and Divine still aggressive, takes down Church.
Through the wall, manages to find that. That was really well played there. Following
Insane
up with
damage.
the auto attack. One thing to note is Apples. Apples has been playing phenomenally. He's 4-0 at the moment with 3 assists. Has not gone down at all. He's been timing his ultimate perfectly. He's been peeling for his team, chasing when he knows he can get the kill and get out safely. He did have a little scare there, and it looked like he was about to die, but he did manage to pick up the kill onto Liquid Renegade there. The amount of damage coming down from just Divine and Red Oxide now into this Fire Giant is ridiculous. They are going to take that Fire Giant. They really should have, in hindsight, they should have waited about 9 seconds for Liquid Renegade to come up, so that you've got a 4th player with the Fire Giant buff.
Did you see how quick they took it on though? That
was phenomenal.
3 people.
The amount of damage is insane. You've got the fully stacked Book of Top coming out from Divine, as well as you're fully stacked up, and there we go. Yep, Red Oxide just backed and finished off his build. There you go. That's just the power of an ADC. People say Anher isn't as good late game. He's still really good. He is still good. He's just not as good.
Yeah.
But as that Fire Giant shows, that damage was incredible. I think I'm going to change my opinion on Anher. His late game might not be as strong, but it's nothing to shrug your shoulders about. It's been
definitely not.
Exactly. And we could see the kill difference that has just skyrocketed from the past 5 minutes. Now 24-15 in favor of SYF Gaming. Team Solo Theo just can't find the same drive that they had at the beginning of the game. They've lost their aggression, and they've taken a bit of a confidence boost from what I can see. But it does look like SYF Gaming are grouping up into the left side of the jungle. The Blink Cataclysm comes out from Twist, finding 2 of them, and Russian Panda getting picked out again. That's number 13, Panda. Lift your game, son. Time comes out from Magnet and is chasing around. Petrify comes out, finding 2 of them, slowing Magnet. Bonke getting very, very low, and is just going to retreat under his Phoenix. And big engagements there by SYF Gaming.
Oh. And look at the goals now, 10-2 for Red Oxide, 9-4 for Divine, 3-2 for Liquid and Magnet, 2-4, but he's still got massive damage. There's a blink in from Fonke. Fear No Evil trying to disengage. They have taken down the Phoenix so they can keep fighting. Look at this massive DPS from Red Oxide and Divine. Divine secures a kill onto Apples and forces, wow, Renegade taking a ride into the fountain on top of Church. And Liquid does go down. Twist secures a kill onto Fonke though. So now it's 4v5. Excuse me, 4v3.
Yeah. And it looks like they're just going to want to focus down this mid Phoenix here. Magnet's pretty low. He's just going to portal away and back off. But a lot of stuff happening in the mid now. We see Agony getting down very, very low after his Rainfire came out onto Divine. They're kind of poked out, but that Fire Giant buff is going to give them the sustain that they need. Twist is just going to jump in there. They've got a minion wave, so they're going to be able to take down this Phoenix really, really quickly, and they just blow it up.
Huge damage coming through from the DPS side of SYF. That,
I feel like
it's scary. It's how do they do that much damage? Well, one of them's got
no idea. Look at this melt. Look at that tier 2 turn to butter. That's incredible.
I swear that was up a second ago. I mean,
I want to ask you a question, Nightfall. How do you feel that Twist and Red Oxide have played together? Not playing very much together previously. Twist being obviously, as we've stated previously, new to the roster. Coming into the support lane as Magnet moves to mid. How do you feel he has played today with the team, as well as in the lane with Red Oxide? Do you feel like there's some instant synergy, or there's just something that's made it tick?
I agree, yes. Yeah, there's definitely something's clicked right there, and they've... I mean, it's hard to describe. Synergy is hard to describe, but Western Red Oxide...
It's kind of just, it just happens, yeah.
And the rest of the team, Magnet looks comfortable in the mid lane now as well, and the whole team seems to have accepted Twist as their new support.
Welcome to the family. 13. I haven't stated that one in a while. We haven't kept up to date, boys.
I wonder how Russian Panda feels. Probably sitting there going like, God damn it, Switch.
Russian Panda and I are good mates. He'll be sitting there and he'll be like, I knew this was coming. Why didn't I prepare myself for this emotionally? We do see a grouping of SYF players in the right-hand lane. They really want to push down that last Phoenix in the right lane. But we do see a grouping by Team Solo Theo. This is a 5v5. Looks like SYF don't particularly want to push it too hard. They want to wait for their minions to come in, wait for Team Solo Theo to use abilities. There we go. There's the Cudgel and the Acid Spray by the Medusa. So the time to go is probably now. But over towards the left side, we do see Fonke and Liquid pulling it out. The last breath comes down from Liquid.
Will it secure it?
Over.
Is he gonna go down?
Yes. And he does.
Wow. And the rest of SYF are
fantastic.
engaging.
And he does manage to pick up the kill onto Divine there. The big 3-man Rapid Terror coming out from Russian Panda. Lots of stuff happening. The 2-man Cataclysm coming down, as well as the Petrify. It's just really going to inconvenience everyone on SYF there. But they do have the damage to keep pushing forward. The big ulti coming out from Magnet there. Fantastic stuff. Got Church really, really low. Unable to pick up the kill there. But with Twist tanking this right-hand Phoenix, it's not looking good for Team Solo Theo right now. They've lost 3 Phoenixes. And SYF have just really taken this inch a mile, and they are not giving up at all. They're just pushing forward. They're just going to back off, get some buffs and stuff. Probably even do this Fire Giant that Red Oxide looks like he's got his eyes set upon. Team Solo Theo don't have wards on it. Of course, SYF know that because they don't have a sentry on it either. But look how quickly this is going to melt. Oh, wait. No, it won't melt as quickly. Divine's not there.
Yeah, Divine's not there, and he's up in 10 seconds. Will they wait? Oh, no, they won't. 8 seconds.
That's
Divine's
mean.
Not going to get it.
That's mean. Well, you don't need to wait for him. Look at it. Look at how mean he is. He even got an Achilles star. He's got, he's got an Achilles star. That's incredible. We don't see that very often coming out in the Pro League. It gives you a 30% increase attack speed.
Just used it.
A 35. He just wanted to get from somewhere quicker. It's on a 30-second cooldown. It's ridiculous. It is broken. It gives you a 30% increase in attack speed, a 35% increase in lifesteal, and 30% increase in movement speed for 5 seconds. Additionally, though, it just sounds too good to be true, only on a 30-second cooldown. However, you do take 30% more damage from enemy gods while it is active for that 5 seconds. So it's kind of a double-sided sword there. It helps you, but it does hurt you. That's the kind of thing that you want to pop straight away when there is a lot of CC coming down from your support and your control characters.
It's something that you have to have when you know that you can trust in your support to peel for you. And
exactly right.
Yeah, you have to be playing defensively from the back, and having an Honor Chronos, such a perfect character to play it on. But this is SYF Gaming forcing down this Phoenix once again. The mid lane one has respawned, but they're looking to end the game right here, right now.
Yeah, that mid Phoenix is going to come up, and it's just going to go down to 2 basic attacks. We do see Divine going balls to the wall, over to the side, but he's just going to disengage there. Twist with the big Blink Cataclysm, going to find 3 of them. The Fear No Evil comes out. It's going to separate this team fight a little bit. Shield goes down onto Liquid to help him get away a little bit, but I don't particularly see them being able to end here. Team Solo Theo, all of them are up, but they are dropping down fairly low, and they do manage to pick up the first game there. SYF Gaming take that first one in a early game nail biter, I suppose you could say.
Yeah.
But towards the end of the game, they really put the pressure on, went full gear, and came out with a victory over Team Solo Theo for the first game of 29-17. SYF Gaming really put the pressure on late and really surprised us there. But Team Solo Theo played exceptional Smite, like night and day difference compared to what they have been playing. But
they
14.
did. They did.
14, Panda.
And I feel like that's where they fell. I mean, Panda, he played very, very well, but he died 14 times, which is really, really unfortunate. If he died even half of that, I think they could have done a lot better.
Yeah, you're definitely right. They wouldn't have been able to get away with things, because the moment the support goes down, it's like you peel and you'll like initiate your disengage. It's all gone unless you've got something like a Hercules solo. Wukong can kind of provide that with a knock up and a slow, but it's just nothing compared to anything that you'd expect from a Sylvanas. So, all around, that was a really, really good game. I was very surprised by that. Team Solo Theo really showed up, and they really impressed me there. And I definitely like Apples being in the solo lane there. I feel like he's a little bit stronger, maybe, or played a little bit better than we've seen Team Solo Theo's usual solo laner play.
Yeah, and while they were behind for, well, they had that early game lead, but he was playing on the back foot against Divine's early game aggression. He still only died once.
Yeah,
and
it was
that's
phenomenal.
very, very commendable right there. But oh wow, SYF played very, very well.
They started off a bit
Exceptional.
sloppy. I'm not gonna lie. They started off and they weren't playing themselves. They weren't playing well at all.
Yeah.
Which is what gave Team Solo Theo, I suppose, that glimmer of hope. Where there was one stage where it was like 1-4, and Team Solo Theo were up. They were taking a Gold Fury. They were in the driver's seat of the game, but unfortunately, they just couldn't sustain that momentum throughout the rest of the game. And SYF found a position to exploit that, and they definitely did. Finishing up their Red Oxide and Divine just going crazy.
It was that DPS coming out from both of those.
And I think having them on opposite ends of the map as well, it puts a lot of pressure everywhere. So it's like nowhere is safe. You're not safe anywhere.
It's
as told by Russian pandas here.
All right. So on that note, guys, we're gonna have a very short break while we load up our game number 2 for SYF versus Team Solo Theo. We will be right back.